I'm pretty excited. My clutch plate arrived. And what I want to do is, because actually, you know, people think I know all this stuff about mechanical stuff. I've never actually seen a clutch plate. So I'm not going to install it myself. Somebody offered their help the other day, which was most kind, but it's actually too heavy for me to try and get you to take the gearbox out. And I can't lift that, I know that. It's just, and mechanics have the equipment to lift horrible heavy things like that. When I had my gearbox exchanged down in Motueka, they had a special gearbox lifter thing that lifted it up, which actually didn't work. But it was the wrong kind of gearbox, and it took 3 guys in the end to get it in place, because you have to twist it to get past one of the support beams and then straighten it up. And yeah, they had trouble, 3 guys. So am I going to do that? No. I'm going to have to pay the money, but I'm going to have a look at this thing, because everybody does unboxing videos, and what am I going to unbox? Apart from camera gear, which seems to be an addiction of mine. I can't actually get it out. He must have had it out, because he photographed it for the ad. Alright, and I really hope it's the right one. The guy who sold it, he sells clutch plates. And, okay. He said it was the right one. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Probably not everybody's kind of unboxing video, but there it is. Hopefully the camera is zooming in on it, is it? There we go, I'll get the light right on it. So it's the bit that goes against the flywheel and keeps everything tight and together, and, you know, allows the gearbox to turn around essentially. And when you engage the clutch, it lifts it away and disconnects it so you can change gears, and then it's got these springs in it. So anyway, I am going to put it back in its box, because I don't want it to get warped or anything before I get around doing it. But I just thought it'd be fun to actually open the thing on camera, because I've never ever looked at one before, apart from pictures, you know, online and stuff. Lots of bubble wrap to keep it nice and happy. I do hope it's the right size. Apparently it is, and I had a look online too. And the 330 bed fit in the 4-speed box should take a 13-inch clutch pressure plate. So hopefully that's okay. I've just got to decide when I want to do it. Because, you know, what's happening is not that bad. It's just a little bit shuddery when I take my foot off the clutch and it bites. It grabs and lurches a bit. And I tried an old granny's trick the other day. Well, not granny, maybe granddad. That some old guys told me about, and that was to pour Coca-Cola in your bell housing where the clutch is. And it hasn't improved it. I went for a drive down to get water before, but quite a bit of oil came out of there with the Coca-Cola, because there's a drain hole in the bottom. So I do believe it's probably a main seal, and there's oil getting on it, and that goes gummy and weird on your clutch plate. And then instead of engaging smoothly, it sort of goes bang, grab. And my biggest fear is that it completely craps out somewhere. So I really do need to get on with it, because I don't want to go over any big hills. I've had this hankering to go to Hawke's Bay, because I'm a little bit sick of fog, but that road's pretty hard going on this old girl, you know, it's very hilly and up and down, and yeah, so I really should do it rather than be nervous about going places I want to go. I have had people say to me, it'll be fine, just drive it, don't worry about it. I've had other people say, oh, it'll just tear itself to pieces. And that's the trouble sometimes, you know, you get all of this different advice. and you're not too sure what to make of it, you know, who's right, who's wrong, what's the truth. So if you have any great deep knowledge about clutch plates and oil on them and things like that, please put it in the comments below, because my head's sort of like really mucked up. I'm glad I have this plate now, because that's a pretty major part of, if anything happens to it, I can, you know, I've got it on board. They don't have to order it if I'm somewhere at a mechanics or something. But yeah, what I probably should do is actually talk to my mechanics, because I trust them. They're good guys. They're RWR Motors in Tauranga, and they've always been very good, very fair, very nice people. So that's my clutch plate. Anyway, apart from that, I've just been poddling around and taking photographs of birds, because I bought a lens with a bit more reach. What I actually did, and some people are going to think that's a bit mad, but I sold my drone so that I could get a lens with more reach, because honestly, I hardly ever use the drone. You know, you've got to wait for the right weather, and then a lot of places I was going, you're not allowed to fly them because you're too close to a town or an airport or this, or even dog camps, you're not allowed to fly them. I went to the one at Kaipo Bay in near Taupo, where you are allowed to go with animals, but you're not allowed to fly drones, and it's stunning, but you're not allowed to, and you can get a fine. And then I saw online that in Canada now you have to have a license to fly one. You're not allowed to fly one at all, and you have to talk to the local airport control tower and all this sort of stuff. And I feel it's going to get harder and harder and harder to be allowed to actually fly your blasted drone, and it's a lot of money to have sitting around in a technical piece of gizmo that you're not allowed to use half the time, you know. Honestly, it was sitting there and I hadn't flown it. I'd flown it once maybe in the last 3 months, whereas lenses and camera gear I use every day, because that's what I love to do. I enjoyed flying the drone to be able to take that perspective of pictures, of images and video and things like that. That was pretty cool. But honestly, $1,800 tied up in something that can take off, and it did that once on me here. And I was just flying it, and it just lost radio contact and flew away. And it took me quite a while to get control of it again. And I'm like, oh God. So I thought about it, and I thought, no, I really want a lens to photograph birds. I'm going to put some of my bird photos. I'm only just learning in there. But so what I bought with the money from the drone is this, which isn't a huge telephoto, but it's enough. It's a 70 to 200, and it's f4, which means it doesn't have a very wide aperture, but I'm not planning on using it at night anyway. If I want to photograph the stars, I'll actually use the lens that's on there now, because it's got a really wide aperture. But that one, it's also not too huge. Like the bigger one, the 2.8, is like... I just don't want that. But this is nice, because I can take photographs and things of birds, of fantails. I'll film some soon too, because there's a whole crew here who've decided I'm really funny because I follow them around with my camera. And when I filled up with water, the whole team came down, like 8 of them, and flew all around my truck and got all excited. So I will film them with that lens and actually put some footage of these guys there, because the longer I've been here, the more comfortable they've become with me. You know, they know, oh, she's not a threat, she's funny. She follows us around and looks at us, you know. So that's going to be great fun. So that was a major move, but I really thought, well, why have a drone, an expensive piece of machinery that I hardly ever use, and B, can actually just fly away and land in the lake or something. I was always too nervous to fly it over water just in case something went wrong. And the fact that they can just lose connection and contact with your controller is quite scary. So yeah, that made me do that. So it's been quite an exciting time of doing things like that. So, but it has worked out okay because the gear I had, yeah, this has covered me. What I sold is paid for what I have now. So it's worked out okay. So anyway, if you like bizarre things like a clutch unboxing, let me know in the comments below. Please, if you know anything about oil on a clutch, give me some info. I appreciate it, because apparently you can't clean it off. So, and yeah, I don't really have a whole lot going on at the moment apart from that, and I'll see you all next time.